tutorial, we'll explore TC Crowd Insight's AI-driven analytics and how they help you make confident trade decisions. TC Crowd Insight allows you to track the market sentiment based on the recent news. The tool uses artificial intelligence that's specialized in processing financial and economic information, showing you actionable insights that can be applied to your investment strategy. Let's start on the screener page of TC Crowd Insight. You can start by picking the asset class you are interested in researching. Based on your broker's offerings, you will see research for stocks, cryptocurrencies, commodities, and indices. I am going to remain looking at stocks. Now let's look at the filters along the left. This will help you narrow the search for different instruments. You can look for stocks from certain countries, as well as by specific sectors like financial services, utilities, and healthcare. The next filter is for bubble size, which is based on the number of news mentions. In this case, news mentions in the last 24 hours. And lastly, the bubble color indicates the overall sentiment of the stock. Green means there is a positive sentiment about the instrument, while blue is neutral and red indicates a negative sentiment. I can hover over any instrument bubble for more details, like the sentiment score and number of news mentions. If you would like to view these stocks in a list format instead of the bubbles, you can change that here, above the filters on the left using the Table and Bubbles buttons. I've been thinking about investing in FedEx Corp. Let's click on that stock for a more detailed view. On the left, you see 4 different analytics with the sentiment history graph on the right. At any point, hover over the information icon in the corner of each widget for the analytics tooltip. Let's take a look at each. Starting with the sentiment signal. For FedEx, I can see the sentiment signal is bullish, indicating that the stock is expected to go up. This signal is derived from the sentiment score, and when bullish, it means the sentiment score is equal to or above 55. The signal is released before the daily market session. Next is the sentiment score. This analytic indicates how the crowd feels about the instrument, ranging from very negative to very positive on a scale from 0 to 100. A sentiment score of 65 is positive, which explains the bullish sentiment signal. The next analytic is the subjectivity index. This measures how rational the crowd's opinion of an entity is, which can be helpful in identifying market bubbles. Its score ranges from 0, which is very rational, to 100, which indicates very irrational. With a subjectivity score of 18 out of 100, we can tell the sentiment is quite rational, meaning there is strong reasoning for it. Lastly, we have the confidence index. This indicator represents the volume of news evidence backing the sentiment score. It is divided into 3 levels: low, average, and high confidence. A high confidence index means there is a large volume of news evidence to support the positive sentiment score. On the right side of the dashboard, we have the sentiment history graph. This graph shows the variation of the daily sentiment score for the past 90 trading days. The 2 horizontal lines at 45 and 55 indicate where the sentiment changes from neutral to either positive or negative. This history helps you as an investor identify trends, time your trades, and understand the market. Now let's look at the peer comparison. This table helps you compare the stock sentiment analytics to its industry peers. Sort the peers table using the sentiment score column and compare the insights to support your trade idea. And that's how you use Crowd Insight to find new investment ideas, manage your risk, and execute confident financial decisions.